The Bedford Oak is a 500-year-old white oak tree on Route 22 in Bedford. It's in a field with stone walls around it, right where Hook Road comes into Route 22. 500 years ago would be 1520. In 1520, Nostradamus was a teenager. Shakespeare wasn't born yet. Henry Hudson wasn't born yet. Modern English wasn't born yet. And this tree was growing. I visited it in the spring, and it made me think of the tall grass prairie. 500 years ago, the American Midwest, from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains, was mostly prairie. In the east, it was tall grass prairie. Grasses like blue stem and switchgrass, 5 or 6 feet tall, up to 10 feet sometimes, for miles and miles. And now it's gone. There are a few fenced-in patches for tourists and researchers, but it's gone. But 500 years ago, 240 million acres of prairie. Around here, maybe 300,000 acres of forest with who knows how many 500-year-old oak trees. And in all of North America, from here out to California, maybe 18 million people. The people who lived in the Hudson Valley and south to the Delaware Water Gap were Lenape. There are traces of them around Croton that go back 7,000 years. They hunted here and fished and farmed and told stories and buried their dead. It's hard to know how many people lived in what is now Westchester. 2,000, 10,000. These days, 900,000 people live in Westchester. And one 500-year-old oak tree that has seen a lot but doesn't say anything.
There's an oak tree, 500 years standing its ground, and it's Father's Day. 4 in the morning, cold wet mist all around, and my father steps up out of the mist, calls my name and shakes my hand. He's been dead for 30 years, but still, here we stand. Well, I've got questions, things I'm hungry to know, and so I ask him, what were you thinking? How did you know that? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you show me? Where did you always go? And how do I get her to smile and look at me that way? How do I change her mind, get her to stay? He said, stop talking. Lay aside your fears. Look at this oak tree. It knows what it is. It does what it does. It stands its ground, and it's been here 500 years. And in a heartbeat, 20 more men appear beside the tree. My father's father, his father too. 500 years of sons and fathers, all the men who led to me. And now my father takes his place among the men, and they surround me, and he calls my name again. says, take a look around. All these men are you. You have been here 500 years. If you know who you are and you stand your ground, that's all you can really do. That's my answer. Here on Father's Day, that's all I'll tell you. Somebody else might tell you something else, but that's all I've got to say. And the cold mist fades away and takes those ancient men. And the sun comes out, life starts up again on Father's Day.